Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV. In a new edition of our online interview series, we want to get an update from Chesapeake Gold, and Alan Pangbourne, the CEO, is here with us. Good morning. How are you, Alan?
Good morning, Jochen. How are you?
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. And I could imagine that you feel also quite good because you guys had some, 10, 14 days ago, a very nice press release and the stock started to move also. And I'm a shareholder of the company. I want to disclose that also upfront. And you reported like a new gold discovery on the Lucy project. I mean, hey, you have already 16.7 million ounces. You need more?
It's no. Look, so when we took over the company management 2.5 years ago, I brought on a guy who I worked with before at SSR, who was the chief geologist. And if any of you know the story with SSR, I think we had quite a successful run where we did a couple of acquisitions and brought on a new project. And Carl was key in all of the geology work behind that. And to be frank, when you've got a geologist who's been right a couple of times, you tend to trust him. And so I brought Carl in. He helped me go through the resource, hence the discovery that the drill holes didn't match the block model, and we redid the block model for Metatis. We had half a dozen, I guess, little exploration projects dotted around Mexico that had been acquired over the years under previous management, and not a lot of work had been done on them. And so that we weren't just spending money to spend money, we went through them and looked at them and said, is this something we should be interested in or not? Is this one, so on? And Lucy was one of them. What piqued our interest was Carl came back and said, Alan, you should have a good look at this one. There's some grab samples at 8-10 grams a ton on the surface. And he's walked over these projects and he said, so you should look at this one and this one and this one. So Lucy was one of them. We went back and cleaned out some of the old trenches, retrenched them, and this time did saw cuts. And so if you look closely on one of the drawings, you'll see that there's these trenches marked, and somewhere, I can never find it, somewhere there's some results of these trenches on the long section, and you can see things like trench 1 was need to put my glasses back on, 55 meters at 1.7 grams a ton. Trench 3 was 83 meters at 2 grams a ton, and so on and so forth. And there was one up at trench 10 that was 40 meters at 4.4 grams a ton. So when we got those results back, we went, oh, maybe we should drill a few holes underneath them, see what we get. And this is the result of that. So we went back, we drilled, I think it was 10 holes or 9 holes or something, found this 24 meters at 6.1 grams a ton. I didn't want to put it out straight away until I knew I had something more extensive, because in this, we believe this is a skarn deposit, and skarns have a bad habit of, you can get a one-hole wonder and then you get nothing. Yeah, they can be very bitty. And so, we waited until we got all of the results, and we went back and drilled a couple more holes. So 9 through 13, I think it is, we drilled near some of the other holes to try and get an idea of the dip, which direction it's going. And so, you've got 500 meters long, 20 to 40 meters wide. We're not really sure how deep yet. We're not really sure which way it's dipping, but there are some great assays amongst it. So it's not about getting more ounces. It's just, I didn't want to just drop stuff that might be worth something. And this one certainly is worth something. So we'll follow up on it now some more.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question is, of course, this opens up like a second project to Metatis. I mean, Metatis is a super big project. This is the real elephant, yeah. And I think the one is in Sinaloa and the other one is in Durango.
Yeah.
So they are not connected to each other?
No, they're not connected.
So it would be a complete new one, right?
Yeah, but they're Metatis is up in the Sierra Madre, but it's actually on the wet side of the Sierra Madre, and those mountains go down, and you literally go down from Metates, get onto the lower, flatter area. That's where Lucy is. But it's just over the state boundary into Sinaloa. So it's in the same area, region. Some of our team is based out of Sinaloa. And so, it's not like the other side of Mexico or right up on the American border or the Guatemala border or something like that. It's within an area of interest that we're already operating in. So from that point of view, it's a neighbor.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fantastic. So that looks to me like there is definitely a big potential for an open pit, yeah, because it starts from surface, and as you said already, 24 meters from surface with over 6 grams gold. I mean, that's a nice thing to have. So if you can repeat that several times, it starts to get really interesting. And I mean, what we see so far now, the 500 meters look fantastic, but I think it's open to east and west direction. Then
it's open east to west. It's open down dip. We actually have to work out which way it's dipping. We think it's dipping towards the southeast. And it's multiple holes. Often you'll see on some of these early explorations, there's one hole, and we're waiting for
and
assays.
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't want to do that. I've seen that. It hurts when you don't follow up. So we wanted to make sure that we've got something to follow up. We've still got stuff to do within this. I mean, there's some pretty big gaps, 150 odd meters or more between holes, so we need to infill some of those gaps, as you said, open to the southwest and the northeast. So we need to step out some more. We've got a trench result on trench 1 that we haven't drilled underneath yet. That's because of logistical reasons. It's a little harder to get at because with the permit we've only got so many drill pads. And this is the first pass. This is the first time it's been drilled. This has never been drilled before.
Yeah, but for that it looks really terrific, I would say.
Yeah. So it's a nice surprise. It gives us another focus for that we're doing stuff on. Who knows what it'll turn into? There are multiple good quality skarn projects previously found in Mexico. And it's all oxide from the surface.
Fantastic. That's great. That's exactly what you want to have. Okay, so now that leads to the question, what would be the next steps? How many more holes? Because as you said, you want to infill. I interpret that also like that you have some gaps here, sometimes 150 meters wide. So you really have to place more narrow the holes now. So how many holes you want to do, to what depths you want to go down? Basically maybe 100 meters, I could imagine. And how much money does it cost? And does it interfere in your work with Metates, or is that not a problem?
So it doesn't interfere with Metates because most of the exploration geology type work at Metates is done.
It's done.
It's long done. And until we get to a feasibility study and you want to build it and you do your infill drilling before startup. So from that point of view, it doesn't interfere with Metates. The team on the ground in Mexico has been working on these on quietly in the background. So how many holes? We're still trying to work out exactly what we want to do. I want to get the team to put it into 3D so I can see orientation, because if you look through the appendices, you can see in a couple of places it looks like we understand which way it's dipping, but it's cut off with a breccia or an intrusive. We need to understand that more first to site the holes properly. The obvious ones is underneath trench 1. The obvious ones are, like I said, to the northeast and to the south, the southwest. But if it's dipping to the southeast, we probably need to do another line stepped off undercover, because it disappears under this limestone. And so we don't really have a clear plan yet on how many holes and where we're going to put them, have to go through the process of getting a new permit if we want to put new pads in. So we're working on it. It's work in progress, but
Okay.
we're
Super.
also going through the budgeting process for next year. So I guess we got to put some money in the budget for this.
Absolutely. But I mean, we are talking maybe about whatever, 1 million or something maximum, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this is
not
not
even.
so
I think
expensive.
this program, if I remember rightly, it was about $500,000 for that 1,700 hole,
Okay, super.
1,700 meters.
Have you
And they're not
released?
long. They're not deep holes. Most of them are 100
Exactly.
meters or
That's
less.
what I thought, yeah. But have you released all holes or are there still
Yeah.
some pending? Okay,
No.
super.
No.
Yeah, but I must say the set looks really fantastic. That is great. So that would add up to the value of the company in addition, of course, and it could be a second open pittable project in the future.
Look, I'm really excited about it because it's got grade, it's got width, it's from surface, it's oxides, it's never been drilled before. The terrain it's not flat, but it's shallow rolling hills. We were in Mexico last week and we had the opportunity to at least fly over Lucy, and we've got some pictures and we'll put those out in social media in a while. We're just pulling it together. We only got back on the weekend. And so when you start looking at it in your own head, you go, well, 500 meters long, 20 to 30 meters wide. Yeah, give it 50 meters of depth or 80 meters of depth. You start going, yeah, this could be a nice little open pit, simple CIL plant, making gold bars in a reasonable location, 5 kilometers off a highway.
Super.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
So yeah, it's got potential. It's really got potential.
Super.
And if you average those sorts of grades, you're probably looking at 3, maybe a bit more. Yeah. Look, it's really, really early days.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
This
but
is really
fully
early
understood.
days.
But it looks like it's a great first hit, and now you got to develop it
Yeah.
and move it
Yeah.
forward. Super.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alan, thank you very much for the quick update. That's fantastic. And please keep us posted on everything. And let's see how that goes in the first quarter then.
Certainly will. And thanks for your
Super.
time, Jochen.
Thank you very much, Alan. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Alan Pangbourne, the CEO of Chesapeake Gold. You heard it. Aside of Metates, the big monster gold-silver project, they found now, or they did a new discovery on the Lucy project. And those first 14 holes look really promising with fantastic gold grades. They have super trenches with, from time to time, double-digit gold values and starting from the surface, actually. And don't forget, the company has the money to really move that little project forward next year, and that would really help to raise the value of the company. And you saw it already in the share price. It started to move. So well done, I would say. Keep us posted, and you really should check out Chesapeake Gold. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland today.